The Republicans who embraced nihilism, nothingness, destruction, chaos. You think a better definition of the word nihilism? That's the headline. New York Times, opinion piece written by the editorial board. And they reference what happened Friday when the United States Supreme Court stuck his finger in Trump's eye and told him to get the hell out of their chambers with his phony-ass lawsuits and his bullshit efforts to destroy democracy. I say bullshit efforts because that's how the Supreme Court sees it. It's much more serious than that, of course. But the Supreme Court, let's face it, those 9 justices are pretty much insulated and isolated from the real world. They really are. I mean, they live in the real world. But when you're a Supreme Court Justice 9 out of 330 million, you are so separate from the rest of us. And the effort is made, of course, to use that separateness in a positive way. By that, I mean making your decisions about the constitutionality of the cases presented to you on the basis of the Constitution and nothing more. And that does require isolation. Now, some of the Supreme Court justices historically have not opted for isolationism and have opted instead to be a political activist, which to me is a denial, an abrogation of their oath as a Supreme Court justice. But that's a story for a different day. That's what they did on Friday. They more or less told Trump to get the hell out of town because he had no basis to do anything except start packing his and his filthy family's bags so they can leave by January 20th. But we're left with the Republicans who signed on as friends of the court, an amicus brief to the Trump campaign's bullshit attempt to destroy democracy in that particular thrust. He's been trying to destroy democracy, the Trump scum, ever since he took office. And before he took office. And he will continue until he's gone. And once he's gone, until this son of a bitch is dead and either cremated or buried, he will continue to try to destroy democracy, especially now because democracy told him to fuck off. Told him to, F off. And according to everything I've read about the Orange Bastard, you don't do that to the Orange Bastard. Oh, no, because he's a special human being. So what about those 126, 2/3 of the Republican caucus in the U.S. House? And now I understand a couple of senators, American fascist, Christian fascist party members are starting to parrot the same kind of ugly, nasty noises about totally trying to derail the Biden administration. But what is left to say about a political party that would throw out millions of votes? I mean, think about that for a minute. That's what the Republicans signed. That's what the Christian fascists signed on to. These 126 members of the Christian Fascist Party, they signed on to throwing out millions, what was about 10 million votes in 4 states. Just dump them. And as the editorial board of the Times wrote, was it Saturday or Sunday? I'm not sure. But the substance of that lawsuit filed by the state of Texas and backed by the attorneys general in 17 other states would be laughable if it weren't so dangerous. And the attorney general, this is laughable, Ken Paxton, attorney general of Texas, who is under indictment for securities fraud, which is a felony so intense it can carry up to 99 years in prison if found guilty. That Ken Paxton, the people of Texas, why do you allow this pig to be your chief law enforcement officer. He's under indictment. He's facing a century in prison. Oh, my God. Anyway, Ken Paxton asked the Supreme Court to overturn the results of a presidential election in 4 other states. You know the gist of this. And as a legal matter, of course, that is the rough equivalent of objecting on the grounds that the other side is winning. I mean, in a football game, a sporting event. Well, referees, the other side's winning. That's no fair. But as the Times points out, as political rhetoric, this claim is incendiary. And I think what we witnessed on Saturday in D.C. is a clear example of it. And today, Monday the 14th, being the day when the various electors of the various states gather to cast their electoral votes, the state of Michigan had to close the Capitol because of credible threats of violence from the Proud Pricks and the Cucumbers and the rest of these nasty, filthy, un-American traitors. They had to close the Capitol so that the electors could vote. The Supreme Court, of course, was absolutely correct to not even hear this filthy lawsuit brought by Ken Paxton and the Christian Fascist Party. But that the Christian Fascist Party tried and failed doesn't make the attempt to destroy democracy by these bastards any less odious. There are a lot of Christian fascist leaders who, as the Times points out, the history books will record, who wanted it to succeed. This is what's staggering to me. And it's infuriating. It just makes me want to break things or punch a hole in the wall or kick something. You know, it fills me with a kind of rage. And what makes this entire episode so sad, in addition to being anger-producing, is that the nation needs a vibrant, honest, patriotic opposition party. I mean, that's what we are. We are a two-party nation. And both of them have to be honorable. Both of them have to be honest. Both of them have to have the best interests of the U.S. Constitution at heart. Both of them have to believe in the idea of equal protection and equal justice under the law. Don't laugh. I know I'm trying to hold back peals of laughter because what I just said for the Christian Fascist Party is utter, absolute bullshit. They no more believe that than I believe that a snowman down the street is God. Well, I guess there's a possibility, right? And the Times says a party that argues in good faith to win more votes the next time around. That's what the nation needs. But we don't have that. We have the Democratic Party, which has tremendous strengths and not a few weaknesses, and we have the Christian Fascist Party. Those are the two parties in the United States now. Now, it goes without saying, but I guess I should say it, that there are a few Republicans left who have not signed on to the Christian Fascist Party. But these Republicans can be found particularly at the state and local level. And a couple of them here in Georgia, who I have no pity for, no sympathy for, and no empathy for. I really don't. The Attorney General, the Secretary of State, spokesman for these two constitutional offices here in Georgia. They rebelled against what Trump was saying and doing, but I have no pity for them because these are son of a bitches that voted for this pig twice. So, boys, you heated up the big cauldron of oil, and now you're submerged in it. I hope you make it through, but it was your choice, But a lot of these Republicans did stand tall against the worst instincts of what used to be their party, but is now the Christian Fascist Party. It goes without saying, doesn't it? Although it's been said to us a number of times over the past few days that the health of a democracy rests on public confidence that elections are free and fair. That's the subbasement, the foundation, the structural integrity of a democracy is that elections are free and fair, and that we all agree that they are. Now, there have been many times in the past when that wasn't true. I mean, I don't know that anything has ever been proven, but when Kennedy defeated Nixon, all of a sudden, a bunch of votes turned up in Chicago and Texas that got Kennedy over the finish line. And there has always been debate about where those votes came from. I think they came out of thin air. I really do. But that was 1960. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's 50 years ago, or 60 years ago. Who cares about that, right? The debacle in Texas during the 2000 election, where the Supreme Court decided George Bush was going to be president, not knowing that he was an incipient war criminal, which he turned out to be. But the health of a democracy rests on public confidence that elections are free and fair. And what else is there, right? So anyone who questions the integrity of an election is entering into a matter of incredible seriousness and fraught with possibilities of shaking the confidence of the American people in our essential element of self-governance, free and fair elections. But that's what happened in the year 2000. The Diebold voting machines that very easily were manipulated, especially here in Georgia. We were the experimental state. Every single voting machine in the 2000 presidential election here in Georgia was a Diebold machine, which was run by a Republican. The company was owned by a Republican fascist operative, and it was programmed to switch votes. It simply was. Ask Greg Palast, The Best Democracy Money Can Buy. Read his book. So questioning the integrity of an election without any evidence is what the Orange Bastard and the Christian Fascist Party has been doing. And all of the Orange Bastard's filthy, scummy minions. Ken Paxton being one of them. And Paxton and his collaborators, his fifth column to destroy the United States, have disgraced themselves. But they don't care. Disgrace to these amoral Christian fascists, the disgrace, that's a badge of courage. That's a trophy you hold up and say, hey, I was disgraced. That means I am a Trump supporter. I guess nobody told Paxton that attorneys general are sworn to uphold the rule of law. But you see, Ken Paxton is trying to suck up to the Orange Bastard because Ken Paxton is going to need a preemptive pardon before the Orange Bastard leaves office. Because Ken Paxton is facing 99 years in prison for securities fraud. He's a cheat. He's a liar. He's a con artist. He is Trump, and Trump is him.